After each of our Petites Discussions, our chat together all in French, there's going to be a part 2. A deep dive, a focus on some of the French that I have used. It can be a bit of grammar, conjugation, vocabulary, maybe pronunciation, whatever feels like it may benefit from a little bit of clarification. Today we are going to be looking at how to be polite in French using the conditional tense, ou and ou, with or without an accent, a and a, also with and without an accent, and the unusual pronunciation of French words with the letters E, M, M, E. Bonjour and welcome to French avec Ingrid, where I help you understand and improve your French in small and easy steps. In everyday French, you'll be using the conditional tense for politeness a lot, and especially with two verbs, vouloir and aimer. J'aimerais commencer par des petites discussions simples. J'adorerais vos retours sur cette idée. Et surtout, j'aimerais vos commentaires. Vouloir, I would like, je voudrais. Je voudrais un diabolomante, s'il vous plaît. I would like a diabolomante, please. Diabolomante is a typical French drink with lemonade and mint syrup. It's delicious. Aimer, to love. I would like. J'aimerais. J'aimerais partir le plus tôt possible. I would like to leave as soon as possible. J'aimerais une crêpe avec du Nutella. I would love a pancake with Nutella. This is not going to be a full lesson on the conditional tense. We can cover that in another episode. But you should know how to conjugate the two verbs aimer and vouloir. So you'll know from our last video about conjugation, which I link up here, that in order to conjugate a verb, you tend to have a subject pronoun, a stem, and an ending. So that's exactly what we're going to do for the conditional tense. Let's start with aimer. It's a regular verb, so it's just a little bit more straightforward. In this case, the full verb at the infinitive form will become your stem. So for the verb aimer, j'aimerais, I would like. Tu aimerais, you would like. Il aimerait, elle aimerait. He, she would like. Nous aimerions, we would like. Vous aimeriez, you would like. Ils aimeraient, elles aimeraient. They would like in feminine or masculine. For vouloir, to want, things are a little bit different because this is an irregular verb. The stem is becoming V-O-U-D-R. The reason for this is that you always need an R before your endings in conditional. Je voudrais, I would like. Tu voudrais, you would like. Il voudrait, elle voudrait. He, she would like. Nous voudrions, we would like. Vous voudriez, you would like. Ils voudraient, they would like. We've also used the conditional tense elsewhere as a politeness form in our last episode. J'adorerais vos retours sur cette idée. J'adorerais vos retours sur cette idée. I would really love your comments on this idea. Je voudrais, j'aimerais, j'adorerais. It all really means I would like, just with different levels of intensity. Je voudrais, I would like. J'aimerais, I would love. J'adorerais, I really would love. There you go. You now know how to be polite in French using the conditional tense. Je voudrais, j'aimerais, j'adorerais. Let's now talk about ou and ou. Let's listen to some extracts of where we have used either of these two words. et suivre cette première vidéo avec une autre où j'expliquerai un peu plus en profondeur le vocabulaire ou la grammaire que j'ai utilisé. Laissez-moi vos commentaires. Ils peuvent être en français ou en anglais, ou en français et en anglais, si vous voulez. Whether to use with or without an accent is actually quite an easy mistake to make, despite the fact that these are two completely different words with two completely different meanings. Without an accent means or. With an accent means where. Once you have learned which is which, you'll probably be able to use the correct word in the correct place all the time. There is actually a trick that French kids are being taught at school. Ou with an accent can never be replaced by ou bien, which in English means or alternatively. Try it in this sentence and you'll see what I mean. C'est l'endroit où j'habite. It's the place where I live. You wouldn't be able to say c'est l'endroit ou bien j'habite. It would make no sense. Tu prends une entrée ou un dessert? Ou les deux? Are you having a starter or dessert? Or both? Another little trick to know which of the ou has an accent is that the accent can be seen as a little pin like you would have on a map. If you remember this, you'll always know that ou with an accent indicates a location and therefore means where. Now that we've learned about ou and ou, with or without an accent, let's talk about a, also with or without an accent. Il y a beaucoup de choses à apprendre à partir de ces petites discussions. A, without an accent, is the conjugated form of the verb avoir, to have. For instance, elle a 2 chiens. She has 2 dogs. A with the accent is anything that's not a verb. It can mean either to or at or in, depending on how it's used. There is also an easy trick to use here. In your sentence, if you can replace a with avait, which means had, past tense of have, then a will not have an accent. If you cannot replace a with avait, then a needs an accent. So let's take the example we've used. Elle a 2 chiens or elle avait 2 chiens. Both make sense. She has 2 dogs or she had 2 dogs. In this case, a is the verb and doesn't have an accent. And equally, if you're trying to use this tip with the sentence Je vais à Paris, I'm going to Paris, it will make no sense to say Je vais avec Paris. So when you cannot replace a with avait, a will always have an accent. And by the way, the accent on a is accent grave, which is this one. So for instance, this sentence that we've used in our previous video, il y a beaucoup de choses à apprendre à partir de ces petites discussions. Can you figure out which A goes where? Il y a beaucoup de choses à apprendre à partir de ces petites discussions. Here is the answer. Did you get it right? Okay, enough of those French words with or without accents. Let's now move on to something a little bit different. We're now going to be talking about those French words which include the letters E, M, M, E. Like, for instance, the word differently in French, différemment, like in this sentence. Nous apprenons tous, tout simplement, différemment, différemment, différemment. It is sounded with an A sound, which doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense as we're using an E, in this spelling. E, M, M, E at the end of words will always be sounded amant. Évidemment, obviously, fréquemment, frequently, patiemment, patiently. And the same pronunciation can be found in the word femme, the French word for woman or wife, une femme. But attention, be careful, emme at the start of a word will be sounded like the nasal en. For instance, emmener, to take with, emménager, to move in. There you go. These are just a few of the things that I thought would be helpful to look at in a little bit more details. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments and see you soon.